Welcome back to the series Cleaning Out My Craft Closet instead of being a hoarder of all craft things. We're doing some shells today. Come on, this is episode 2. These are shells I collected back in October when we went to New Jersey for a wedding. We stayed by the beach and I walked the beach and this is all I found. So I cleaned them really well and I brought them home with me, thinking I would do something with them. They've been around long enough, so the first thing I'm going to do is grab some white chalk paint and paint the inside of the shell. These I'm actually going to be decoupaging on today, but the smaller shells I'm going to do something else on another day. So I'm going to give it a white background, not knowing what napkin or paper I'm going to use to put inside the shell. I ended up painting them all, so I'm ready to use the other ones the next time I pull them out. Then we went into my decoupage napkin bin and found some napkins. A lot of people like to ask me where I get my napkins. I pick them up anywhere I can find them. I've had people giving them to me. I've used decoupagenapkins.com and I just check Walmart, dollar stores, Hobby Lobby, anywhere they sell napkins for cute ones. Gift stores a lot of times have really adorable ones as well. We're going to split our napkin apart by getting some painter's tape and just taking off some of that stickiness with our fingers. And we're going to just use that top ply of a 3-ply napkin. So make sure you know how many plies are there and you only want that really thin top layer. Once they're separated, it'll be kind of translucent and very thin, and that's how you know you got it right. So I'm going to cut this into pieces to fit onto my shells, and I'm using a satin clear coat by Dixie Belle. I'm going to paint the inside of my shell. And then I started thinking that I wasn't sure how I was going to lay in there, so I started playing with it and realized that it wrinkled quite easily. So I did pull this off and try again, and here in a second I'm going to show you cutting those edges so it's a little bit easier. But I'm going to show you trial and errors. I did try to fit this in there without cutting anything, but I think it was going to look too sloppy. However, I kept trying and then I ended up ripping the napkin, throwing it away, grabbing another piece, and this time I'm going to take my scissors and actually cut it. So I'm going to cut the two sides so it'll bend in easily and I won't have too much overlap or overlay. The more you play with it with your clear coat, the more you have a chance of ripping that napkin, so you do want to be gentle. I'm going to make sure that clear coat is activated and put that napkin down, and this time it went down much smoother. This project is great for anybody that likes to give away things. Like, I love to leave people painted rocks, and our town is really big into that movement, but you don't have to hand paint these. They have beautiful napkins you can just put inside the shell. Here you can see me just sanding off those edges with a sanding pad, and now we're going to paint our shells. So I'm going to grab a yellow on this one. I actually changed it to a very soft green instead of the yellow afterwards because I didn't like how that yellow looked. But once they're all done, I'm going to grab my outdoor clear coat called Gator Hide from Dixie Belle. I'm going to clear coat all of them so that I can leave them outside for people to find. I'm going to figure out a way to put a label on the back so people know where they came from and they can keep or hide these little treasures around my town. I love how they came out, and would you guys try this? Would you use napkins, papers, or would you hand paint them? I think when I paint the small ones, they'll have little beach scenes on them, so stay tuned.